For the time being, let's get in Deven Choksey, MD of DRChoksey Finserv, who joins us on the show. Hi, Deven. Morning. Good to see you, Ben. Deven, wanted to ask you about this big fundraise plan that's been announced by Vodafone Idea. The street clearly was hoping for something. Do you think they've got enough?
Hi, Nigel. Good morning. Well, I don't know. I think this is going to be a game changer. On one side, you have got 2,15,000 crore worth of debt in the balance sheet, even though out of which 1,85,000 crore belongs to the government and balance 20,000 to the outside lenders. Still, I think in order to pay out, this particular debt or service this debt, they require to raise money, be it equity, be it, equity along with debt. They will have to bring that money in to first clear whatever the outstanding dues that they have to clear them. Second most aspect is that spending money towards or expanding the activity into the 5G area of business. That is where I believe it will be an interesting thing to watch out for. Because even by any yardstick, if you look at it, I think the customer base that Vodafone Idea currently has is largely leaned towards the 2G segment of customers. The 4G segment of customers have already moved out, to Jio and Bharti. And those customers are being converted into 5G by these two players. So from that perspective I don't know, how the 5G journey would happen. Even if it does happen, there would be probably 10, 15 years behind the curve, as I see it, as far as Vodafone Idea is concerned. So maybe it will be an interesting thing to watch out for as to how the game changes or what could be the game-changing move here onwards. One would like to see more details coming out before taking any kind of a concrete view on the subject as far as I'm concerned.
Deven, hi, good morning. Good to have you with us here. Just wanted to talk to you about if you have any thoughts on this Shriram Finance business. I mean, the stock fell about 5 or 6% yesterday. I think there were some technical sort of reasons as well. I mean, speculation around technical reasons about, index, whether it sort of stays in the index, goes out, and other stocks are included, not included. I mean, as a business has been doing fantastically well. It used to be about 6 or 7 months ago, it used to be the cheapest and one of course, the second largest NBFC out there. Valuations have come up quite a bit, but what do you make of it, Shriram Finance?
Good morning. So leave aside, those technicalities which you referred, and probably I would not know as much in detail about them either. So overall, the business per se remains, quite a strong proposition. In fact, that's a good point out here that most of the customer segment verticals in the NBFC space in general, are performing well, largely because of the growth assumed in the economy. Be it into the financing of vehicles, be it into the housing finance, be it into vehicle credits, whichever space you look at in the NBFC space, each of these particular spaces remain comfortably positioned as far as the growth is concerned with respective companies. In particular, Shriram, the business condition remains, extremely favorable for them. The vehicle financing business particularly, remains, a strong play and likely to remain stronger one, given the kind of change and the shift which is happening towards the new vehicles. Probably in the commercial vehicle space, this company is very strong. I believe that they are assuming, a very strong growth trajectory. Do not know as much about the technical aspect at this point of time on the subject, but the fact remains that the company is well positioned to take the advantage of the situation in which the business is expanding.
Shriram, Prashant, I'm just looking at the FY26 book value. Some on the street are estimating close to around 1,720 rupees approximately FY26. So in that case, as you said, it's relatively cheaper. So the fundamentals are okay, but the near-term trigger will be what happens with regard to this outcome of this meeting. And for the first time, I'm tracking this index changes for many years. For the first time, the exchange has come out and said we are having a meeting today to consider this. Normally, this announcement comes.
It's a routine announcement usually.
Yeah, it comes before February 20th, 21st odd. But now they've kept it, for the slog over. Tomorrow is the final day, by the way. Because there has to be 1 month notice before the end. So the end is March 31st, so before that. So let's see how it goes. There's a pot boiler, something that was routine suddenly become a pot boiler. So let's see how that goes for the time being. Most are estimating that Shriram comes in and UPL goes out. But that's as per what we have. We'll have to see if there's any further changes. Deven, I want to ask you about Vedanta. That's never short of excitement, right? For the last many years that I'm tracking this stock, Mr. Agarwal manages to pull out a rabbit out of somewhere or the other. for the timing, he's making all the right noises. He's saying debt has peaked out, EBITDA will go up, there's no further, pressure on the listed entity, and the debt number at the parent entity is very much under control. He's talking about reducing it by $3 billion. At 260 rupees, do you think risk reward is favorable, or you'll say no, I'd rather wait by, and there are other options that I could play?
So, Nigel, the view would be that definitely from the valuation perspective and the opportunity point of view, I think the stock probably has got nothing to lose at this point of time in the current market price. All equations are working in favor. I do agree with that part of it. Existing businesses are stable as far as the EBITDA is concerned. And as far as I think the debt repayment ability is concerned, I think the company has done its best by way of, I think, convincing the lenders about, I think, the repayment. So to a greater extent, I think they have a breathing space. And given the fact that I think they have entered into the restructuring program, I guess I think that will be the overhang which will continue for another year and a half or so. Till that point of time, I think the stock price movement, I think, may not be very significant, even though the business condition remains extremely strong in each of the verticals, be it in the metal space, the white metal, as well as I think the ferrous metal, or at the same time, I think the oil and gas business. The condition remains, I think, extremely comfortable for them as far as business is concerned. Maybe this restructuring business is out of the next 1.5 years. Thereafter, one could possibly see this company much better, assuming much better growth trajectory.
Okay. All right, Deven, thank you very much. Good chatting with you this morning. Thanks for joining in. We look forward to more conversations ahead.